Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another inspiring episode here at the English in Fluency channel. This is the place where we help you learn English well and improve your life step by step. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm truly happy to have you here today. It doesn't matter if you're walking, working, relaxing, or just studying. Thank you for spending this valuable time with me. You know, you're doing a great job just by listening to English, and I'm here to help you grow. So, let's enjoy this journey together. Today's topic is super important and really interesting. We're going to talk about the difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset. Now, this isn't just about money, not at all. It's much deeper than that. It's about how we think, the choices we make, and how we see the world around us. Your mindset, that's simply the way you think, can truly shape your future, your career, your success, and even your happiness. You might be wondering, what exactly does mindset mean? Don't worry, I'll explain everything in a very easy way. This episode is made especially for English learners like you, especially if you're around the B1 level. I'll speak clearly and use simple, common words so you can easily understand everything and pick up new ideas. So, in this episode, here's what you can expect. We'll start by understanding what a mindset truly is. Then, you'll clearly see the main differences between a rich mindset and a poor mindset, which is a really important idea for personal growth. After that, we'll dive into simple, practical ways you can actually start building a rich mindset in your own life, giving you tools you can use right away. And finally, I'll share some encouraging thoughts to help you get started on this exciting path. Are you ready to open your mind and learn something that can genuinely change how you see things? Let's begin this journey to understand the rich mindset versus the poor mindset, and how your thoughts can literally shape your future. Let's kick things off by understanding this very important word, mindset. So, what does mindset mean in simple words? Think of a mindset as your default way of thinking. It's your general attitude. It's how you naturally look at the world, how you see yourself, and how you approach both problems and opportunities. Imagine your mindset is like a pair of glasses you wear every day. If your glasses are clean and clear, you can see everything around you with perfect clarity. But if they're dirty, scratched, or even broken, then everything looks blurry and difficult. In the very same way, if your mindset is positive and strong, you'll see the world with hope, with bravery, and with fresh ideas. You'll even spot opportunities hidden within challenges. However, if your mindset is negative or limited, you might find yourself seeing problems everywhere, and it becomes much, much harder to grow and succeed. Let's use a simple example to make this clearer. Imagine two people facing the exact same problem. Let's say, learning a new, difficult skill. One person immediately thinks, "Ugh, this is too hard. I can't do it. I'm just not smart enough for something like this." But the other person thinks, "Okay, this looks difficult, but I know I can learn. I'll try different methods. I won't give up." The problem they face is identical, but their way of thinking is completely different, right? That difference is their mindset. The first person has what we call a fixed mindset. They believe their abilities are set in stone and can't really change or grow much. The second person, however, has a growth mindset. They truly believe they can learn, improve, and become stronger through effort. And what do you think happens? The person with the growth mindset almost always succeeds because they keep learning and keep trying. Your mindset truly affects almost every single part of your life. It impacts how you study, how you work, how you interact with others, and even how you feel about yourself. Most importantly, it quietly influences all the small and big decisions you make every single day. And it's these decisions that ultimately create your future. So, before we talk about how to achieve more or how to become successful, we absolutely must first look at how we think, because your mind is the real key to everything. Change your mindset, and you'll find your life begins to change too. Now that we have a good grasp of what a mindset is, let's dive into what we call the rich mindset. You know, a rich mindset isn't just about having a huge amount of money. It's actually much more about how you think about life, about learning, and about facing challenges. A person with a rich mindset deeply believes in growing, in constantly learning new things, and in taking charge of their own future. They don't just sit around waiting for good things to happen. They actively make good things happen by taking smart actions and learning from every experience they have. One of the first and most fundamental beliefs of a rich mindset is this: I can learn and grow. People who have a rich mindset don't ever believe they are stuck or limited. If they don't know how to do something, their immediate response is to try and learn it. If they try something and it doesn't work, they see it as a valuable lesson, not a final failure. For example, imagine someone who wants to start a small online business but has no idea where to begin. A poor mindset might instantly say, "Oh, that's too hard. I'm not good with computers. I'll never understand business." But a rich mindset says, "I don't know how to do it yet, but I can learn, step by step. I can read books, watch online videos, or simply ask someone who has already done it." This simple, powerful belief in continuous learning opens up so many doors to growth and, ultimately, success. They understand that every new skill, every bit of knowledge, is a powerful tool they can add to their toolbox. They're always seeking out new courses, reading articles, or watching tutorials to expand their abilities. They truly see learning as an exciting, never-ending journey, not something that just stops after school. The second big belief is, I am responsible for my life. People with a rich mindset do not blame other people or external situations for their problems. They won't say, "I'm poor because the economy is bad," or "I can't succeed because my family didn't give me enough chances." Instead, they choose to say, "My past doesn't control my future. I have the power to change my life by changing my choices and my actions, starting today." This belief is incredibly powerful because it means they take full control of their time, their learning, and their efforts. Even when life throws difficult challenges their way, they truly believe they have the power within themselves to make things better. They've realized that simply complaining never changes anything, but taking even small, consistent action can lead to big positive shifts. Their focus is always on what they can control, rather than dwelling on what they cannot. Another crucial idea of the rich mindset is, make resources work for you. Most people in the world work for money. They go to a job, they get paid, and then they spend that money. But a rich mindset asks a different question. How can I use my time, my skills, or even my small savings to create more value or more opportunities? They constantly think about how to use their free time to learn new, valuable skills. How to start a small project that could eventually grow into something bigger, or how to use what they already have in smart, strategic ways. For instance, instead of spending all their free time simply watching TV, they might choose to use some of that time to learn a new skill online, which could lead to entirely new opportunities down the road. It's a bit like planting a tiny seed. If you carefully nurture it, it can grow into something much bigger and more useful. They don't just see money as something to buy things with. They see it as a powerful tool that can be used to build something lasting, like a growing business or an investment that generates even more income over time. People with a rich mindset are also generally not afraid to try new things. They understand that trying anything new comes with some amount of risk, but they don't sit around waiting for the perfect time to act. They are naturally curious and open-minded, always eager to learn from their experiences, from books, or from mentors, and perhaps most importantly, they embrace long-term thinking. They don't just think about today or tomorrow. Their vision extends to their future 5, 10, or even 20 years from now. They deeply understand that real, lasting success comes from many small, steady efforts consistently applied over a long period of time. They have patience and the foresight to understand that big goals require consistent, dedicated work over many months, and often many years. They are truly willing to delay immediate pleasure for the promise of much greater future rewards. So, please remember, having a rich mindset isn't primarily about owning a big house or driving a fancy car. It is, first and foremost, about how you think. When you truly believe in always learning, when you fully take charge of your life, and when you use your time and resources wisely, you already possess the core of a rich mindset. And with that kind of mindset, true and lasting success will slowly but surely find its way to you. Now, let's turn our attention to the opposite of a rich mindset, the poor mindset. It's important to understand that a poor mindset doesn't automatically mean someone has very little money. What it truly means is that a person thinks in ways that naturally limit their growth, their learning, and their future success. A poor mindset often keeps people stuck in the same place, even when deep down they desperately want a better life. So, it's not about how much money someone has today. It's truly about the way they think. One of the most common beliefs you'll find in a poor mindset is a strong sense of fear and doubt. People with a poor mindset are frequently afraid to try anything new. You'll hear them say things like, "What if I fail?" Or, "What if people make fun of me?" Or, "I'm probably not smart enough for that anyway." These powerful fears completely stop them from learning new skills, from working hard on new projects, or from trying anything even slightly different. For example, if someone is simply too scared to learn a new computer program that could significantly help their job, they may never advance. They choose to remain in their comfort zone, and by doing so, they miss out on so many valuable opportunities in life. This fear makes them automatically avoid new opportunities, even if those opportunities could genuinely lead to better jobs or more financial stability. They tend to see problems as much larger and more overwhelming than they truly are, which often leads them to avoid taking any action at all. Another common belief is constantly blaming others. People with a poor mindset often declare, "It's not my fault." They might blame their parents, their boss, their school, the government, or even the general economy for their problems. They'll say things like, "I can't succeed because my life is just too hard," or "Rich people are simply lucky." This way of thinking completely takes away their own power. When we are always blaming others, we effectively give up control over our own lives. But remember, a rich mindset says, "Yes, life can indeed be hard, but I will still try. I will do my absolute best." That kind of thinking brings true power and genuine hope. This constant blaming stops them from seeing their own role in their current situation, and, more importantly, prevents them from taking any steps to improve it. They often feel like a helpless victim of circumstances. The next significant belief of a poor mindset is this: work only for immediate money. This means people believe that the only way to live is to work harder and harder just to earn a salary. But they rarely, if ever, think about how to make that money grow or how to make it work for them. They don't think about saving, about investing, or about building new skills that could lead to even more opportunities in the future. They just wait for their paycheck, and then they spend it. For example, someone might work 10 hours a day, but never stop to ask themselves, "Is there a smarter way I could use my time and my money to create a better future for myself?" A rich mindset consistently asks that question. A poor mindset generally does not. They often get caught in a repetitive cycle of simply earning and spending, without ever looking for ways to make their money generate more wealth for them over time. A poor mindset also tends to focus too much on the short term. People with this mindset want instant results. They desire success without putting in much learning or effort. If something requires time or effort, they give up very quickly. You'll hear them say, "It's too hard," or "I'll never get there." But the honest truth is, real and lasting success almost always requires time, patience, and many, many small, consistent steps. People with a poor mindset often give up before they even truly begin because they quit too early. They genuinely lack the patience and the long-term vision to see that consistent small efforts, applied over time, lead to truly big results. They nearly always prefer instant gratification over sustained long-term growth. Furthermore, many people with a poor mindset hold the belief that money is inherently bad, or that all rich people are greedy. This particular belief can make them feel guilty or uncomfortable about wanting more money or trying to improve their financial situation. But remember, money is simply a tool. It can be used for good or for bad, just like any other tool. If you possess a good heart, having more money can actually help you to help others, to support good causes, and to create positive change in the world. A poor mindset often fails to see this. Instead, it views money as something inherently negative or dangerous. This negative perception of money can subconsciously prevent them from attracting or keeping wealth, as they might feel an underlying sense of guilt or discomfort with it. So, to summarize, a poor mindset is often characterized by fear, by blaming others, by doubt, and by a strong focus on short-term gains. It often tells people to stay exactly where they are and to avoid taking any risks. It actively stops them from learning and growing. But here's the truly good news. We absolutely can change our mindset. It takes time and effort, yes, but step by step, we can shift from limiting, negative thinking to strong, empowering thinking. And that, my friends, is where real success and genuine happiness truly begin. Now, let's talk about something incredibly empowering: developing a rich mindset. This is something absolutely anyone can do. It doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, or how much money you have today. A rich mindset starts with your thoughts, your attitude, and all the small decisions you make every single day. You don't have to change everything all at once. The most important thing is simply to begin. In this next part, Alex is going to show you how to start developing a rich mindset, step by step, using simple ways that anyone can easily follow and understand. First and foremost, always make it a point to learn new things every single day. People with a rich mindset literally never stop learning. They deeply understand that knowledge is power and that it can completely change their life. You don't need to go to university or pay for super expensive classes to do this. You can easily read books, listen to podcasts like this one, watch helpful videos online, or simply talk to people who know more than you do about a subject. Learning doesn't have to be a huge, difficult task. For example, just by reading 10 pages of a good book every day, you can gain over 3,650 pages of new knowledge in just 1 year. That's the incredible power of taking small, steady steps. People with a rich mindset are always curious. They constantly ask questions like, "How does this work?" Or, "What can I learn from this situation?" Instead of being afraid of what they don't know, they actually get excited to find out more. Try to learn something new that's directly related to your goals. For example, if you want to improve your current job, dedicate some time to learning a new skill that's useful in that role. If you dream of starting a business, start by learning the basics of how businesses operate. Every little bit of knowledge you gain truly helps you grow. Secondly, it's vital to save and use your resources wisely. People with a rich mindset truly understand that resources like money, time, and even your personal energy are not just for spending, but they are powerful tools for building a much better future. When they earn money, they don't just spend it all. They make sure to save some, and then they strategically think about how they can use that saved money to create even more value. Saving money provides you with peace of mind and a sense of security, and using your resources wisely helps you to grow steadily over time. It's very much like planting tiny seeds today that will eventually grow into strong, fruitful trees. Even if you can only manage to save a little bit, like just $1 or €1 a day, over time, it builds an incredibly powerful habit. People with a rich mindset constantly think, "How can I make my resources work for me?" Instead of just, "What can I buy with this?" They truly know that every small effort counts, and being careful and strategic with your resources today leads to much more freedom and opportunity tomorrow. This principle also applies directly to your time. Instead of spending all your free time on passive entertainment, try to use some of it to learn a new skill, work on a small side project, or take time to plan out your future goals. Third, get comfortable with taking smart, small risks. Now, people with a rich mindset don't simply avoid all risks. Instead, they learn how to take calculated, thoughtful risks. They understand that real success often comes hand in hand with taking decisive action and being brave. But they don't just jump into things without any thought. Instead, They take small, careful steps. For example, if someone wants to start a business, they probably won't quit their current job immediately. They might begin by launching a small side project, learning what works and what doesn't, and then gradually grow it. If it doesn't work out, they don't see it as a failure, but rather as a learning experience. If it succeeds, they then build upon that success. People with a rich mindset truly understand that failure isn't the end of the road. It's simply a crucial part of the journey. They take risks not because they feel no fear, but because they know that fear shouldn't be allowed to stop them from trying. Every single time they try something new, they grow stronger, regardless of the outcome. A smart risk might be something as simple as applying for a job that feels a little bit beyond your current comfort zone, or trying to sell a small handmade product online. Even if it doesn't work out perfectly, you'll gain invaluable experience that will serve you well in the future. Fourth, it's absolutely essential to focus on growth and continuous improvement. A rich mindset means having an unwavering focus on growth. This translates to truly believing that you can get better at anything with consistent effort and enough time. For example, if you're finding it challenging to speak English fluently today, you can absolutely get better by practicing regularly, listening more, and actively learning from your mistakes. A poor mindset might immediately say, "I can't do it." But a rich mindset shifts that thought to, "I can't do it yet, but I'm actively learning and improving." This seemingly small difference in thinking changes absolutely everything. Growth-minded individuals don't compare themselves negatively to others. Instead, they compare themselves to how they were in the past, and they constantly ask, "Am I better than I was yesterday?" If the answer is yes, they feel a sense of pride and keep pushing forward. This positive way of thinking helps them grow step by step, without giving up, even when things get tough. Always be on the lookout for ways to improve, whether it's your professional skills, your personal habits, or simply expanding your general knowledge. And fifth, make practicing positive thinking a daily habit. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending that everything is always perfect. What it does mean is actively choosing to believe that things can get better, and that you can find a way through any problems that arise. Life, as we all know, is full of both good times and bad times. A person with a rich mindset learns to say, "This is hard, but I will find a way." They consciously replace negative thoughts, like, "I'm not smart enough," with positive, hopeful ones, like, "I'm still learning, and I'm definitely getting better." This kind of thinking provides them with immense energy and hope, which naturally leads to positive actions. It also helps people stay calm and strong even during the most difficult periods. Think of positive thinking like a bright light in a dark room. It helps you see clearly and confidently move forward. You can practice this simply by focusing on solutions instead of dwelling on problems. When a challenge suddenly appears, instead of thinking, "Oh no, this is impossible," try changing your thought to, "How can I solve this?" To truly build a rich mindset, the best way is to start with these small, daily actions. For instance, read something new today. Try to save just $1 or €1 instead of spending it all. Take a tiny risk by doing something you've never done before, even if it's just trying a new way to solve an old problem. And most importantly, regularly tell yourself, "I'm growing every single day." These seemingly small steps might feel slow at first, but I promise you, they are incredibly powerful over time. They fundamentally change how you think, how you feel, and how you act. And as your mindset grows stronger, your life will begin to change in amazing ways. You'll become more confident, more hopeful, and much more focused on creating the future you desire. That, my friends, is the very heart of a rich mindset. Remember, absolutely no one is born with a rich mindset. It's something we build every single day. One thoughtful choice, one good habit, and one conscious decision at a time. If you just keep going, your mindset will undoubtedly become your greatest strength. Let me share a short but very useful story that I think you'll really like. There once was a young man named Leo who lived in a small, old village. He often felt a deep sadness because he saw others finding success, and he just assumed it was only because of pure luck or who they happened to know. He owned a small piece of land, but he would constantly complain, "The soil here is terrible. Nothing good will ever grow for me." He tried to grow vegetables a few times, but he quickly gave up the moment he saw a few unwanted plants, or if just one plant died. "See?" he would always say, shaking his head. "I told you, it's impossible for me." In the same village lived an old, incredibly wise gardener named Master Kai. Master Kai's garden was consistently full of the most beautiful flowers and the best vegetables, even though his land was very similar to Leo's. One day, Leo, feeling frustrated, asked him, "Master Kai, how do you do it? Your garden always flourishes, but mine never does. You must have some special luck or secret tools, right?" Master Kai smiled gently. "Leo," he said, "I have no secrets and no special luck at all. The only difference between us is how we see the soil and how we deal with the weeds. When you see bad soil, you immediately give up. When I see bad soil, I see it as a chance to make it better. I add good compost, I carefully dig the earth, and I take the time to learn what the soil truly needs." He continued thoughtfully, "When you see a weed, you see only a problem. When I see a weed, I gently pull it out, understanding that it's taking energy away from my precious plants. And if a plant dies, you say, 'I failed.' But I say, 'What did I learn about this plant? Did it need more water, less sun?' I learn from it, and I try again." "Success, Leo," Master Kai said, pointing to his own thriving garden with a gentle sweep of his hand, "is not about having perfect soil from the very beginning. It's about having a mindset that deeply believes in growth, a mindset that consistently takes action, that learns from every single plant that didn't make it, and that simply keeps trying, day after day, year after year. Your mindset, Leo, is the true soil for your dreams. If it's rich with belief and consistent effort, truly anything can grow within it." Leo listened carefully, and a new idea sparked within him. From that day on, he started to completely change his thinking. He began to genuinely learn about soil, about different types of plants, and most importantly, about patience. He started small, just as Master Kai had advised him. He didn't become a master gardener overnight, but his small piece of land slowly but surely began to flourish and grow well. His life changed, not because the soil magically improved on its own, but because Leo had changed his mindset. He stopped blaming the soil and finally started taking responsibility for his own actions and his own learning. As we reach the conclusion of this insightful journey about mindset, let's take a moment to really remember what we've discussed. Your mindset, at its core, is the way you think, what you believe, and how you perceive the world around you. It's what shapes your choices, directs your actions, and ultimately determines your future. We've talked about two very distinct types of mindsets: the rich mindset and the poor mindset. A rich mindset is built on belief in growth, on continuous learning, and on taking personal responsibility for your life. It actively looks for solutions rather than just dwelling on problems. It consistently takes action and learns valuable lessons from every challenge it faces. A poor mindset, on the other hand, is often filled with fear, self-doubt, and a tendency to blame others. It passively waits for luck, actively avoids risks, and firmly believes that life cannot change much for the better. The biggest difference between these two isn't about how much money you have. It's truly about your beliefs. It's about how you choose to think and how you choose to act. You absolutely do not need to be born rich, or attend a prestigious university, or possess some extraordinary talent to build a rich mindset. You simply need to start. Begin with small, conscious changes in the way you think. Start asking yourself new, empowering questions. Take time to read something that genuinely teaches you something new. Try to save just a little money or a little time each day, instead of spending it all. Seek out and talk to people who think big, and try to politely avoid those who always seem to complain. When something inevitably goes wrong, instead of asking, "Why me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" These small, consistent choices will powerfully help you build a strong and resilient mindset over time, and that mindset will unlock countless new doors in your life. The truth is, money will come and go. Jobs can change unexpectedly. Life can surprise you in countless ways. But your mindset, that inner way of thinking, is something that stays with you always, no matter what happens. If you cultivate a rich mindset, you have the incredible ability to start again anytime, anywhere. You can take a tiny idea and turn it into a successful project. You can learn brand new skills and dramatically improve your future prospects. You can face any problem with inner strength and find truly creative solutions. That, my friends, is precisely why your mindset is far more powerful than just having money. Money can help you for a short time, but a strong, rich mindset will empower you for your entire life's journey. I want to offer you some powerful encouragement today. Please believe deeply in your own ability to grow. Even if you have faced failures before, you absolutely can still rise. Even if you are currently in a difficult place right now, please know that your story is far from over. You possess the inherent power to choose a new path, and that path, that new beginning, starts right now with your thoughts. Every single big change in life begins with a small, conscious decision. So, choose to think differently. Choose to believe that you are truly capable. Choose to take full control of your future. Your dreams are absolutely possible, but only if your mindset is fully ready and prepared. So, as you continue moving forward, always remember this: the truly richest people in the world are not only the ones with a lot of money, but they are primarily the ones with unwavering belief, consistent discipline, and incredible courage. They think big, they act smart, and they commit to growing every single day. You can absolutely be one of them. Your past doesn't define who you are, your mindset does. Keep growing, keep believing in yourself, And never, ever forget, your mindset creates your future. Before we wrap up this episode, I want to invite you to take action. Yes, listening is incredibly important, but taking action is how you truly grow and make progress. So, let's do something together right now. I'm going to say a few short, powerful sentences, and I want you to repeat them after me. Say the words out loud, even if it feels a little strange at first. Speaking them out loud genuinely helps your brain remember them better. Ready? Let's go. I can change my life. My mindset is powerful. I learn and grow every day. I believe in myself. I take small steps toward my big goals. I am not afraid of mistakes. I create my future with my thoughts. Good job. If you said those words out loud, you just took a small but incredibly powerful step. These simple phrases are called affirmations. You can say them every day, perhaps in the morning when you wake up or before you go to bed. They are a fantastic way to train your mind to think in a more positive and strong way. Even if you feel weak or unsure at times, consistently saying these words daily can truly change how you feel and think over time. Now, here's another activity you can try after this podcast finishes. Take out a notebook or simply open a note-taking app on your phone and just write down what you learned today. You don't have to write in perfect English. Just jot down what you understood and what resonated with you. Maybe something like, "A rich mindset means learning and growing," or "I can choose how I think." Writing things down will really help you remember and understand the concepts even better. And if writing isn't really your thing, that's perfectly fine. You can always speak out loud instead. Talk to yourself about today's topic. Yes, it's completely okay to talk to yourself. Just verbalize what you learned, what you liked, or what changes you want to make in your life based on this episode. This active recall helps solidify the information. Also, I highly encourage you to listen to this episode again. Yes, really, listen again. Repeating is one of the absolute best ways to improve your English. The second time you listen, I guarantee you'll understand even more details. Maybe you missed a few words or phrases the first time. That's completely normal and okay. Listen again, and this time, try to pause the podcast and repeat some of the sentences I said out loud. Then press play again. This practice will significantly help you improve your listening comprehension, your speaking fluency, and your overall confidence. And please remember, you are a valuable part of a growing, supportive community here at English in Fluency. We are here not just to help you learn English, but also to help you grow as a person. Every single episode is crafted with great care to help you speak better, think more effectively, and ultimately, live a better life. So, don't just listen. Please take action. Share this episode with a friend who might benefit, talk about it with someone, and do come back again for more inspiring stories, more valuable learning, and more personal growth. Thank you so much for being here today. You are doing absolutely great. Keep practicing, keep thinking big, and most importantly, keep building your rich mindset. I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode.